Hey everybody, welcome to the 20th Lancaster Archery Classic here from the Spooky Nook Sports Complex in Manheim, Pennsylvania. Shoot-ups on the way. This is the site over the last couple days of what it looked like in our vendor area. Tons of these vendors coming from all over the world. You can see Jet 6 coming in from Korea. Now we're looking at live shots of the arena here of our shoot-up venue. It's the largest indoor archery tournament on the East Coast. And now we're getting ready for Men's Open. Hi everybody, Greg White sitting along with Connor Koffelt. And Connor, great day. Been a great weekend of shooting so far. What are some of the things that you've seen?
Well, on last night's cap of the evening, we saw a 12 in the barebow class. That was crazy. It's great matches today. Seeing new champions, people winning it again, like Brady. He shot amazing in that recurve finals match. 128 in recurve?
Yeah.
It's been great so far.
I mean, can you imagine Brady Ellison earlier in the day shot 7 11s in a row to finish off his match. I mean, pretty incredible. And honest, I saw him after the match, and he was really pumped. Like, he's still pumped about it. He's pinging off the walls. But let's take a look at our schedule and what we've seen so far today and what we have coming up. So we started the morning Masters Open Pro, then we went to Bow Hunter, then we had Women's Recurve and Olympic Recurve. We just got done with our Youth Male Open, and now we're on to the hotly contested Men's Open category where they cut to 64, have elimination rounds, and we have 8 shooters that'll be all competing for that #1 spot. So here's how it works. Connor, tell us about our top 8 qualifiers and how this bottom-up format works.
Yep, so we'll start 7 against 8, and we'll work our way up until we have a winner. Rank ties are broken by 11s. We're here for 7 matches here, and we have some great competition coming in.
All right, so with all of that said, let's get to our field of play, and PJ Riley's going to introduce our first couple archers.
All right, here we go. Men's Open, one of our big divisions here at the Classic. Our number 8 qualifier from West Salem, Illinois, Jacob Weber. 2018-19 S3DA Shooter of the Year. And our number 7 seed from Apple Creek, Ohio, Joseph Hershberger.
There's a look at Joey Hershberger from Apple Creek, Ohio, shooting a PSC. He's been shooting quite a while, second place at Nationals before. And when Joey's on, he can bring it. And, of course, here's Jacob Weber. He's been shooting 9 years out of West Salem, Illinois, S3DA National Shooter of the Year. What's S3DA?
So it's Scholastic 3D Archery. They have a huge program as far as getting high school archers more involved in the sport, 3D, target archery, all of that.
That's great. And this is it. So this is kind of that amateur class and a variety of ages we're going to see, and shooting experience as well in our shoot-up format. So this is to determine 8th place. And it looks like Joey Hershberger is going to start us off. Joey's bowstrings. This guy makes some bowstrings for some of the top archers in the world.
10.
So Joey starts off with the 10. And here's Jacob Weber.
11.
The shot looked really smooth.
And make no mistake, this is, you can call this an amateur class for sure, but the level of shooting can rival the professional categories coming up later today. And we're looking at target ice. Watch Joey grab a click or two on his sight.
11.
I think Connor, really being out on this main stage, you have to kind of figure out early, are the things not hitting in the middle because I'm nervous or because of my sight or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's tough to tell because there's a lot going on. The lighting is obviously not something you're used to. I mean, there's a practice range you can get sighted in as well as you can before, but I mean, it's bright on you, bright on the target. It's like very, very bright, and it can throw you off.
Yeah. So depending on Joey's call, could be an 11. Let's get down to PJ.
Hershberger, I should know that. Joey, how you doing, Joey? Welcome back to the Lancaster Archery Classic final stage.
It's good to be here. I can't say much. Like yesterday, the matches were pretty tough, so I'm just lucky to be up here.
I believe I saw you qualified 42nd, so you had your work cut out for you.
Yeah, I didn't have the best qualifying score. It was a rough day, but yesterday it started clicking in a few matches, and I was able to get through them.
That's one of the things about the Classic. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be good enough to advance.
Yep, that's correct.
All right, well, welcome back to the final stage there, Joey Hershberger.
And that's the thing. So, like in this class, it's such a large class, the largest that the Lancaster Archery Classic has, that they cut to 64. So it gives more shooters an opportunity. Some of these classes, they cut to 32. Some of them cut to 16. Then they had elimination matches Saturday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. I know Joey had shot our noon line on Friday, and I saw him right after, and he was kicking the can, man. He was not happy, but he was good enough to make the cut. And then, hey, you just need to be hot on Saturday morning, right?
Yeah, it's that qualifications, it's not really about putting up the top score. I mean, obviously there was the 50,000 up for a 660, but
yeah, that was
but
nobody hit that though, right?
Yep, nobody got it this year.
What a shocker. There's only been 5, I think, 660 shot in the history of this tournament. However, as soon as you put $50,000 on the line,
it becomes a different thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. By the way, the target's just sitting there 18 meters, 20 yards downrange. It's a 40-centimeter target face. The innermost ring is worth 11 points, and then you have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 on this 3 spot. We're shooting 3 arrows per end, and we're shooting 4 ends, and the highest score wins. If we're tied after that 4th end, then we are going to a tiebreaker. And if we get there, we'll explain that. So right now we're in the middle of the 2nd end. This is going to be Jacob Weber, his final arrow of the 2nd end, and it's a nice 11. So right now, unofficially sitting on 63 points.
And if you're wondering at home what that little white circle at the bottom is, that's a 12. You can call it once per end. So not been utilized yet in this match, but later in the match, you can see it.
Here's PJ.
Have you been up here before?
Never have. First time.
First time at the tournament as well?
Second year.
2nd year. All right. So you've been dreaming about getting up here and subjecting yourself to this torture. How does it feel to be up there?
Terrifying.
Perfect. Well, we hope you get through the nerves. You're shooting pretty good there. Can you run through your equipment for us?
Yeah, I got a Hoyt Invicta 40 with gas bowstrings, Hamsky Rest and Peep, Easton Super Drive 27s, True Ball HT Hybrid Flex, Conquest bars.
All right. And how much did your coach back here cost to get him to come out?
I just voluntold him.
Steve Anderson, the big cat from Hoyt, of course, in Jacob's box there. And after 2 ends, we have a tie match, 63-63.
And you'll be lucky enough to have Steve Anderson join us in the booth for a couple of the matches later on today, giving us his unique insight into the world of archery. It's good to see Steve, who is now the Hoyt Pro Staff Coordinator, or I don't know, Vice President of Shooters. I don't know whatever his official title is, but he's definitely in charge of scouting out the young talent and getting on board the hot talent that is currently in archery. So it's good to see Steve supporting his archers. Nice shot. You could see some movement in Joey trying to get on that target. Ooh, it's a nice shot. It's interesting. I'm looking at Joey's arrows, and he's got 4 fletch veins, and you can see for Jacob here, he's got the 3.
Yeah.
But Jacob's also got a drop away rest, and it looks like Joey's shooting a blade rest that doesn't drop away, and that I've seen 4 fletch on drop aways plenty of times, but on a 3 or on a bladed rest with 4, I think it's a little bit more rare, right?
Yeah, it gets a little closer as far as risking contact, but he's making it work out there for sure.
Yeah, he certainly is. Here's PJ.
Good end there. Run through your gear for us.
Shooting a PSC bow, True Ball XL, Bee Stinger, Gold Tip, AE rest and veins, and then obviously Joey's bowstrings.
I was going to say, do you know a good bowstring maker?
Absolutely.
All right, Joe, you make a lot of great bowstrings for a lot of competitors out here. How much time do you spend doing that? More time than shooting, probably.
Yeah, definitely. I don't keep track of it, but it's a lot.
All right, Joey. Well, great shooting there with that 33. And with that 33, Joey's going to take a 1-point lead.
Here's a look at Joey's shot, Connor. Tell us what you're seeing out of Joey and the way he's getting after it today.
Yeah, he's pulling good. Some of the shots I noticed a little bit of head movement at the start, but he steadies up as it goes on, and he gets through it. 3 great shots there.
This is the problem, though, with people. I often find they fall in love with the sport. Let's just say archery, for instance, and then they want to start a business in archery because they love it so much. And then after you start a business in archery, what's the first thing that suffers?
The shooting.
The shooting. Yeah, and I think Joey started off making his own strings for himself, and then someone said, "Hey, Joey, can you make me a set?" And then everybody was like, "Hey, these are great strings." And the next thing you know, you got yourself a business, and the shooting starts to drop. So it's one of those be careful what you wish for situations. But Joey having a great run after our 44th qualifier. And keep in mind with the format of this tournament is not only do you carry the number of points that you shot in qualification, but into your elimination matches, every arrow matters as well, because it's the total cumulative points that you get through the elimination matches that set your seed.
And with the cut being 64 in this class, there's a lot of arrows in those elimination matches that can boost you up as far as your qualification. And he may have been in the 40s, but that's not that many points behind a lot of people in this division. It's close.
A 10-11 liner for Weber. Kind of looks like an 11 to me. Joey looking for another 11. Nope, goes wide.
Just caught the 10.
It's a 9-10 liner call, but to us, it looks like a 10. Ooh.
Yeah, you can tell from the follow-through he wasn't happy with where that one broke.
Joey putting the arrow back on the rest with his mouth.
Yeah, that's something we've seen before. I think the year Jacob Marlowe won the Open Pro class, he was doing the same thing.
Just kind of grabbed one of those 4 veins and was able to just kind of move the arrow back on the rest.
All right, we're waiting on 2.
The other thing that's interesting here at the Lancaster Archery Classic is that the shooters have the monitors right by their feet, so they actually have an isolated camera that's looking at that. But rare is it that we've seen a shooter actually look through their binos. That's only the second time. I saw Joey looking through with his binos. He continues to, try to look and see what he's looking at. But with the monitor sitting right there, I find it very convenient.
Yeah, it makes it nice, especially late in the match, trying to decide whether it might be worth going for that 12 to see if you can tie or take the match. It's nice to have that in front of you to tell.
Yep. So with our arrow calls all done and dusted, it's going to be Joey Hershberger who takes the win by a single point over the young Jacob Weber, who gets plenty of experience coming out here. So for that, now Joey Hershberger gets to advance to shoot against our number 6 qualifier, and here's PJ.
From Waupaca, Wisconsin, Mason Siverling.
So for Mason Siverling, he qualified in 6th place and through the elimination rounds was able to stay there, shooting 10 years. Youth Indoor Nats 1st place finish. So there's just so much talent that comes into this arena, and Mason Siverling is another one. All right. And it looks like Nathan is going to get us going. Didn't move Joey Hershberger off of his spot. Hershberger, a left-handed shooter.
11.
Facing the crowd, and Siverling with a good start. Good solid 11.
10.
A little high for Joey.
Another one he has to pick up off the shelf and get on that rest.
It's funny too because he does it in such a casual manner and then is able to get his head in the right anchor position.
Yep, and gets an 11 out of it.
Yeah, it's definitely not something he's only doing here. It's something that he does on the regular.
10.
Great shot there.
Yeah. You could tell from the execution to the bow arm and the way that the bow jumped out of his hand, it was great. Here's PJ.
Final stage. Have you been here before?
It's my first time.
First time on the stage and the tournament as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I have to ask you, hashtag Wisco Boys. I see Zach Plonsky, Louis Holmes, all those guys. Where does that come from?
Well, Zach started with a couple people, and then they kind of fell off when Zach was left, but now we got a lot of people wearing them, so.
A lot of folks from Wisconsin, you guys are all from. How's the archery scene in your area?
It's pretty competitive. I go shoot with Zach quite a bit, but around Wapaka, there isn't much people for competitiveness.
All right, well, welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic final stage.
All right, let's recap of our shooter that just arrived on the stage. And Connor, what are you seeing from his shot process and shot execution?
He's looking good, very steady on the bow. Like, you don't see much movement at all. He's working through it well. Just that one ended up a little bit to the left.
So after our first end of 4, it's all tied up at 32 apiece. Joey Hershberger, after qualifying 44th, making his way through eliminations, is trying to do in this class what the CEO did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was an incredible run. We saw Tim Hanley, I think.
Tim Hanley, oh yeah.
He had a great run.
Now Hershberger, Hanley was our 8th place seed and worked his way all the way up. Hershberger, technically our 7th seed, but nonetheless, to try to work your way through all these matches with 8 shooters and 7 matches, that's a ton of arrows. And if Joey's working more than he's shooting, somewhere along the line, fatigue's going to play a factor.
line.
9-10 line.
Yeah,
Looks
that
like a
is
10
close one.
to me, but we'll see what the arrow call is later.
11-10 line.
That one looks like it caught it.
Yeah.
Josh is on the wrong side to see that one.
Yeah. For live, Josh Grind calling arrows from the left side of the stage. Good shot.
That one's good.
Because there was a little bobble there, just that up and down bobble, and sometimes your timing can be off and it just drops out the bottom. Ooh, just left. couple arrow calls. Like I think that 9 for Siverling.
Yeah, I think it might get upgraded.
Yeah, as well as that 10 from Hershberger.
Dead center bars. I think I got maybe Easton X27.
What release are you shooting?
The hinge 2.
All right, Ultra View. Good setup there for Mason. And after 2 ends,
For Mason Siverling, he was saying that he is shooting, as you can see, that new Matthews title.
Yeah, I love that color.
It's
Pops.
a great color. And one of the other things, too, I like to see is what the shooters are doing with it, because there is that brass weight that's on the bottom, because, you know, the talking points are they made the bow stronger than the TRX line, but it's lighter. So they added a weight at the bottom to kind of keep it around that 4.5 to 5 pound target kind of weight range.
Yeah.
A lot of the pro shooters not choosing to use that weight, and some of the shooters do. It's totally preference, right? It's just your style.
Yeah, it's whether you want to, use that weight to stick it on the, if you'd rather have that weight on the end of the stabilizers, or, having it low on the bow like that is also good. Helps stabilize everything. So.
Yeah. And you can see that weight I'm talking about it's not as easy to see on this riser because of the color, but if you look at the bottom limbs as it connects to the riser, which is that yellow aluminum bit, that weight is just above where the limb pocket is. Third end of 4 ends for this match. Great shot.
Great.
The winner of this match advances to shoot against our 5th seed in the tournament. Caught that one on the right side.
Got it. Bit long on that shot. Makes it work, though. 11. That one was much quicker.
Yeah.
He has quite a long process getting into anchor, but once he's there, that one went quick. He executed well. 11's all around, looks like.
33s across the board, and unofficially, Siverling with still a 1-point advantage, 96 to 97. Here's PJ.
Feeling more comfortable up there now?
Yeah, it's better than the first match, but they're not hitting as good for some reason, so.
They're not now?
It doesn't feel like it, but we'll see what the score is on this last end.
All right, well, that end seemed to work pretty well for both of these guys. 33-33. Can't do any better than that, except you hit that 12 button.
And there's PJ. He's going to start trying to sell the 12. We've got a lot of matches in the men's open category, which is what we're shooting right now in our shoot-up format here at the 20th Lancaster Archery Classic from Spookinik Sports Complex. A couple thousand shooters showed up to compete in this tournament. So many shooters that they've extended their shooting line. We used to have it Friday, and then they opened up a 4 o'clock line, I believe, last year on Thursday, and then a noon line and a 4 o'clock on Thursday this year. And we still had, I shot the noon line on Thursday, and we still had almost 200 shooters during that line. And really nice. Encourage everybody to come out and shoot just to get the experience, to take a look at the vendors. You know, Lancaster Archery Supply is down the road. Good shot by Siverling, but a little bit to the left.
Yep.
That
And
opens
11
up the
would
door.
level it up, yeah. And he gets it.
I don't know what Joey's talking about. Not hit. Maybe he thinks everything should be inside out in the middle.
Yeah, because he's only dropped, what, 3 points so far? That's some good shooting.
little high, even though it's in that hole. That's a call that Josh is making. The judges will have a look at that. There's no line left. I'll have to draw that line.
11-10 line, same hole.
I think that's
that'll be
that's
in
clearly
11, Yep. So now a decision to be made. Whether you go for that 12.
Yeah, this is the final end of competition.
Doesn't look like he called, so.
Nice 30-second shot clock, and he had 5 seconds left on that clock. All right, so here's Joey.
Looking to put it away. Looks good.
Okay, so an 11.
Need some line calls, but.
Yep. So Joey has 2 that are in question. So what'll happen is if he gets those line calls, if it goes 11, 11, 11, he wins. If it goes 11, 10, 11, we're tied up. And if it stays at 10, 10, then Siverling wins. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
so this is where we
anyway.
wait for the judge.
It's going to tell us how we finish out this line.
To me, there's no question there, because generally with a 27, you know, there's a lot of talk about if it touches the line, if it breaks the line, is it good? Generally, that one's
that's
pretty
a
far
little
out.
too much yellow for it to be touching.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like official score, and so Joey Hershberger ends up catching those 2. So 129 to 128, and Mason Siverling will finish in 7th place, and Hershberger will advance to shoot against our 5th place seed. So good shooting from Joey, and it's that razor close in this men's open category. So now PJ's.
Okay, now we are going to bring out our number 5 seed from Turin, Italy, Mattia Vieceli.
Mattia Vieceli from Turin, Italy, shooting 20 years. I don't know how that's possible. He said that the reason that he got into archery is he saw Legolas shoot when he was 8 years old. Is Lord of the Rings that old? Well, I guess so.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you know?
I don't know much
like
about
21
it.
or something?
22 now.
Oh, 22. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
22.
gosh.
Well, you're getting up there, Grandpa.
Yeah, right.
All right, so here we are. Our number 7 seed shooting against our number 5 seed. The Italian coming in here. We're looking at 18 meters, 20 yards downrange, 40 centimeter target face, innermost circle worth 11 points. There is a 12 ring that's in play. We'll show you that in a moment, but.
11.
That's
Great
what,
first arrow.
Yeah, I call that a good start.
Yeah.
And Vieceli moved Joey off of his spot as well. I like that move. Give him a different look.
Yeah. Just, I mean, the stages are identical, but I mean, just that little part of like discomfort or doubt that, you know, you're not in your spot anymore can play a bit of mind games.
11.
Great second shot too.
Wow. Joey back on it. A little bit high for our bronze medalist from the European Youth Cup. A little past thing for Mattia Vieceli. All right, so unofficially it looks like it's going to be 32-31 after the first end of 4. Here's PJ.
Welcome to the Lancaster Archery Classic finals stage. Is this your first time up here?
Yes, it's the first time, and thank you.
First time at the tournament as well?
First tournament in this tournament, and the first international tournament with compound.
All right, with compound. So did you used to shoot recurve?
Yeah, first I shoot recurve in the young national team.
Okay, gotcha. So making a switch. So how does it feel to be up here on the final stage?
I'm so happy and so nervous. Okay.
Nervous, that's the word.
Thank you.
All right, Mattia, great opening end there for you. Coming out with a 32.
So looking at his shot, Connor, what do you think?
32,
I think it looks good. Out of the gate, shooting, 2 perfect arrows, and that one just ending up a tad high.
I'm interested because we know you have shot it all. You've shot recurve, barebow, you've shot compound. You were in this class, and we're very close, from what I understand, to being on this stage. But unfortunately, you have to sit here with me, and I apologize for that. But just looking at the Italian shot, do you see a recurve influence in that shot, or has he made the transition to full-blown compound shooter?
Yeah, there's a lot of parts of a recurve shot that are transferable, like just good expansion in general is what you need to have a good executed shot, and he seems to be doing really well with that. As far as other things in the form, I'm not seeing a whole lot right now. It looks pretty like typical compound.
Compoundy, yeah. That's what I was thinking. And out there's Joey getting that arrow right back on the rest. That works for him. The other thing I want to talk about when we get a shot, like a wider shot, and we don't get to talk about this very often, but as someone who's coached youth and that you've done it for a long time, let's talk about your feet and the position that you have, because there's a variety of ways to shoot it. There's more of an open stance that Joey has, and so tell us a little bit about feet placement and how important it is to consistently use your feet.
Yeah, you want a stable base for your shot, and it sets up a lot. You obviously are going to have your torso turned so that you're like perpendicular to the target, but that stable base, kind of making a triangle with your feet, really helps a lot keeping you steady.
Shred minimac, Bistinger step, and XT weights, and just swings. Swings. Go.
Arrows?
Victory. Arrow. 27.
Which release are you shooting?
Got. True ball got.
True ball goat. All right. Well, it seems to be working for you, Mattia. Another 32 there.
So that bow, by the way, if you missed the bow we were talking about, that looks like the Bowtech Reckoning Gen 2 39 would be my guess, just from the size of him. Really, really great bow, and a lot of people don't really understand how good of a bow it really is, and it's got a lot of features on it.
Yeah, so much you can do to change, to get it to feel right for you. Looks like that one will catch on closer inspection.
So that a 10 here would keep us tied. But that 11 still allows Joey, or I guess it kind of solidifies Joey's 1-point lead, but we think that might be an 11.
Yeah, so it might be tied here. I like that slowly setting the thumb on the button, pulling through. Solid 11 there.
You could
that
tell
one went
on
a
that
little faster than he would have liked.
Yeah. He got the thumb on the barrel of his release and just kind of like
went
Popped
off
it off.
almost immediately.
Okay. So depending on this arrow call, we could have a 2-point advantage for Hershberger heading into the final end. Here's PJ.
Interesting things about the Classic is you just have to be good enough to advance. As we mentioned, you come in as the number 7 seed, so it's a rough road to the top. You can still get there, but how you feeling after a couple matches?
Definitely better than the first match. It's starting to click a little bit, so hopefully it stays.
All right. We certainly wish you the best of luck there. And going into our final end.
So the official score is in, and so it is only a single point lead in our final end of this match. The winner of this match advances to shoot against the number 4 seed as we continue to get closer and closer here in the men's open to a secure podium finish. And Joey Hershberger from the first match is trying to work his way all the way to that number 1 spot.
Something's telling me we're going to see a 12 this end, Greg.
Oh, you think so, huh? I like it.
I'm feeling it.
Okay. 3 arrows for each archer to go. I think that arrow right there, if Joey shoots an 11, is going to force a 12 without question.
Oh,
No.
just low.
Yep. There we
Solid
go.
there.
Back to a point. Okay.
And he
Yeah.
calls it.
You called it. Going for that 1.5 centimeter dot in the red at the bottom.
Little shaky. Tough to aim down at that 8-7 line.
He got it. They're saying he got it. All you
Our
have to do
camera
is
doesn't have a good angle,
No,
but Josh is probably
better angle.
got a
yeah.
much better angle
All you have
on
to
it.
do is touch that line.
And Joey calls one too.
Oh boy. Joey's trying to put his foot on the gas here.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Matches in his hands going for the 12. Oh.
Wait, what? Didn't Joey just have to shoot an 11 to win?
No, I believe 11 would have tied, 12 would have
okay.
won. So he was trying to just end it right there.
Finishing 6th place at the Classic. Joey Hershberger's going to take home $800. Great run, Joey. Congratulations. All right, our number 4 seed from Spring, Texas, Zach Rebstock.
You hold the line when every one of them is giving up and giving in. Tell me, in this house of mine, nothing ever comes without a consequence or cost. Tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven step in? Will it save us from a sin? Will it? 'Cause this house of mine stands strong. That's the price you pay.
Zach Rebstock, 11 years shooting. The highlight is right now for this young archer, and why not? I mean, to make it to the cut is one thing, to get through elimination matches and find yourself in this position as the number 5 seed, massively impressive.
Yeah, the cut was 39, some 39s made it. I think some didn't on ties. It's tough. I fell short of that by a few points. I had a rough start, but it's a tough class here.
And we're already on our way, and an 11 is shot. Rebstock qualifying with a 653. Again, 11s are in play, so in qualifications, the max you could shoot is 660. So your 5th place seed qualified actually in 3rd place, but then through the elimination matches, when you add up all the points, knocked Zach to P5. Some good looking shots out of the gate.
Yeah, bow arm moved like that one broke a little low for him.
Trying to will it up into the 11 ring.
Doesn't often work, but you got to do everything you can, you know.
Yeah. Wow. First end, 2-point swing. A little high for Mattia from Italy. Looks like 11, 10, 10.
Here we go.
And here's PJ.
Lancaster Archery Classic stage. We met the other day. I know this is your first time up here.
It is, yes.
In fact, this is your first time at the tournament. You weren't even going to come. Your coach had to talk you into it.
He did, yeah.
And so how does it feel now? You glad you came?
Definitely.
So any money you win, you're going to split with him.
Not a chance.
Sorry, Dakota, I tried. All right, Zach Rebstock, welcome to the Classic Final stage. You open with a 33. And Mattia, 31, 2-point lead.
Let's talk about what's hanging on his hat, on Zach's hat. You saw it during his interview. Mm-hmm. What is that thing?
It's a blinder, so sometimes archers use it. It's mainly it blocks out your non-dominant eye. So some people close their non-dominant eye. Some people leave it open, and they're able to focus that dominant eye through the peep and to the sight. But it helps a lot if you're having trouble with, seeing double with the peep.
Seeing double. Sometimes if you have a lot of left and rights, that's something that you want to check. If you're an archer watching this, you're an amateur archer, is you want to check your eye dominance. And if you're a right-handed shooter, left eye dominant, you want to take a look at that. Love those shoes. That is a World Archery target face looking shoe.
Yeah, those are cool.
Where did
I
those?
didn't notice those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To find out where Zach Rebstock got a hold of those is 5 shots now from Rebstock and 5 11s. Okay, wasn't happy with the shot, but it
seemed
landed.
a little unsure, but yeah, it made it.
Would you start calling 12s now if you were the Italian?
2 points back. This end, probably not. Third end, definitely 2 points back. You need to be in this class. I mean, there's just not a lot of points on the table. People aren't going to be giving up a lot. So 2 points, 2 ends. It's when you need the 12.
Okay, there you go. Now, I will note that Zach Rebstock has, I don't know, would you call it an affirmation on his bow? He's got a sticker that says, "Don't suck." I don't think you can don't an affirmation.
Yeah.
I think an affirmation word would be great.
Yeah.
But "don't suck" right now for Zach is working for him. He's talking to PJ.
I kind of got a hodgepodge. I got a PSC, Shibuya, Shrewd, Hamsky, Ramrods, Bee Stinger. I'm using a Carter release.
And your arrows?
Black Eagle.
Okay, most importantly, though, what kind of shoes are they?
I got them on Amazon.
Amazon, all right. And tell us about your sticker on there. Read it out for us, because we want to make sure that you follow that rule.
It says "Don't suck." I got it from Dakota back here.
All right. Well, you certainly are not doing that now. Back-to-back 33s.
Maybe it's just an advice sticker more than it is a sticker of affirmation. I've written stuff on my riser before. Have you ever done that?
I have, yeah, a little label printer. When I shot recurve, I had one. I had one on the riser. I forget exactly what it said nowadays. It's been a long time since I've shot recurve. But yeah, that stands out.
It definitely does. I know I've written stuff on the riser like pull through the shot or aim at the target. Sometimes I can get caught looking at the dot on my lens instead of
not the
actually
target,
focusing on the
yeah.
target. So it's changed over the years for sure. 7 shots in a row for Zach Rebstock and 7 11s so far.
Oh, that is close.
Yeah, looks a little high, but they're going to
Yeah,
call it an 11.
that's making it look like we definitely need a 12 this end for Mattia. Oh,
First
still
one.
a 2-point game, but so we'll see what Mattia decides to do with his third arrow. No call on this one.
This is the third end of 4. Whoa. That's something we normally don't see at this level. That one just drifted left.
Got away from him a little bit. And he prematurely calls before it's his turn. He knows he has to go for it to stay in this one.
Yep. All right, so 12 is called. This is the third end. So after this, you'll still have another go at it. Kind of going back and forth on the trigger. You
Wow,
got it.
Smoked it.
Yep. That was a great shot. Patience, let the shot develop.
Mattia with authority on that 12.
Yeah, no, not so. I'm so lucky.
That's a little more than luck there. How's it going? So you're a couple matches in now. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, better and better, but the tension is so high.
Tension is high, he says. All right, well, congratulations, Mattia. You earned me another day off with that.
Yeah, that was a great
12.
shot. I mean, that's with a 1.5 centimeter dot. That's pretty much smashing it.
Yeah, there's not much better you can do hitting that.
And the other thing now, 98, 97, so there's only 1 point between the two of them, is that probably with Mattia is going to build some confidence, because if he's in a position where he needs to go for that 12 again, he knows he's got that one in the bank.
Yeah. Now, it might be interesting strategy-wise to see Rebstock elects to shoot second here. So that is important for who gets the last shot, because with this 12 in play, if Mattia hits it, Zach might want to respond with one of his own.
I like that strategic move. This is the final end. The winner of this advances to shoot against the number 4 seed. Toe-to-toe, still a 1-point advantage for Rebstock. An 11 here from Rebstock, and I think that
we're going to see a 12 need.
Yeah, he's always got to call it. He's got to grab the reins and get after it.
Ooh,
little bobble there.
Little bobble.
Movement.
He
Still
got
paid
it,
yep.
and 12 has been called. Mattia needs it to force Zach to either shoot an 11 to tie or a 12 to win.
Can he do it twice in a row? Oh, just to the right. All right, so now an 8 to win for Rebstock. And an 11 will do it. Strategically well played by Rebstock. I like it. And also by Mattia Vieceli, because he forced that whole situation. Didn't get the 12. Yeah, but that 112 did it.
All right. our number 3 seed here in Men's Open. Right down the road from Anvil, PA, Hunter Garrison.
All right, Hunter Garrison, our number 3 seed with the 12 years experience, 2019 NFA Outdoor National Champ. That's a tournament, and that's a shooting discipline out there. Also Pennsylvania.
And we're right into it. Zach, back to shooting first. Well, I guess Hunter had the choice and chose to shoot second here because he is the higher seeded archer.
Keep in mind the winner of this match guarantees themselves a podium finish. Yeah, Connor, that's who you're talking about. You can see where Garrison closes that right eye.
As opposed to Zach with the blinder, doesn't have to do that.
The other thing to be aware of, folks, if you're watching this, that there's some people that are super eye dominant, is what optometrists call it, where you're just going to be right eye or just going to be left eye. But there's also a dominance where it switches back and forth. And so if you feel like or test maybe that it's going back and forth, it's a good option. Try closing your eye or try getting a blinder. Here's PJ.
Hunter, looking at Zach. Hunter from Anvil, PA. You've been up here before on the Classic final stage.
Nope.
You have not. All right. How many times have you shot the Classic?
I've only missed one since 2016.
Okay, so you've been dreaming about getting up here to subject yourself to this. How does it feel to finally be up here?
It feels good, but it's nerve-wracking.
All right, so Hunter, one of the things we like to talk about with the Men's Open class, you folks do this because you love it. What do you do at home for work? What do you do for a living?
I work in a warehouse and just have fun.
Just have fun. And you're out here shooting a bow with some of the best. Our Men's Open division is one of the most competitive we have. It is the largest division. So we certainly appreciate you coming out. Right now, as we mentioned, we have a 33-33 tie.
33-33 tie right out of the box. And this is the level that we're talking about with this Men's Open division. I mean, it is like pro level stuff. So for Hunter Garrison, though, qualified in 13th place with a 648 out of a possible 660. But it's all the points scored during those elimination rounds that bumped Hunter Garrison up to the 3rd seed in this tournament.
Yeah, Hunter didn't look very happy with that shot after it broke. Long hold here.
Yeah, for Rebstock. And how Zach Rebstock got into archery. 4-H club got him into it. So many different avenues to get you into archery. Ooh.
Stabilizer really jumped up on that one.
There's a lot of English on that one.
Yep. Another long hold. 11. Makes it work. Solid 11.
Okay, so for Zach, we have a couple that are out there. Arrow calls, we'll see how that goes. Let's go, PJ.
I'm shooting a Bowtech Reckoning 39, dead center stabilizers, Hamsky rest, CB sight, True Ball HBC, and Super Drive 27s.
Super Drive 27s. All right, Easton, one of our big sponsors here at the Classic. We're waiting for 2 close arrow calls there.
So we have an unofficial tie as we still wait those scores coming in. It looks like Rebstock is both of those have been called 10s. So it is going to be now official 64-64 and number 3 on deck. 2 more to go. Once again, the winner guarantees themselves a podium finish. Going to shoot off against the 2nd seed after these next 6 arrows apiece. Thinking like, what's on stage there with Rebstock there? Is that a
some sort of protein bar, candy bar,
Kit Kat
like
or something maybe?
Very good shot there. Executed well.
Look, maybe for Garrison, just on the release hand, a little bit of nerves.
little shake there.
And by the way, when you're shooting with nerves, it doesn't always show up the same way. Some people, like Vegas is a good one. If you're going to ready to shoot a 900, I ask shooters a lot, is it the first arrow of a 900 shoot or the last arrow? And it's split 50-50. Some will say the worst and most, ooh. You got it though.
Made it work.
Yep. The most tense arrow might be the first one. You know, you don't want to miss your first one if you're going for 900, but if you're there, that last one, and it's split pretty evenly, so it can show up in the middle of a match. It just depends on what's going through your noodle. That's a great clean end. All right, to keep this within.
Within 1.
Just left.
And it'll go to a 2-point match now. So a 12 and an additional point needed for Hunter.
I actually work at Texas Archery.
Work at Texas Archery. All right, that's an archery shop. That's where you shoot out of. Tell us about the scene at Texas Archery.
I like it.
Mostly hunters, a lot of target archery.
Yeah, mostly hunters. We get a couple target guys in. We have a league night every Monday, and guys wanted a shout out, so.
All right, perfect. Yes, league night. That's the staple of this form of indoor archery. League nights all across the country, all around the world.
He said his guys want a shout out. I don't think he actually gave him a shout out, did he? He didn't actually say. Yeah, he kind of teased him a little bit. They're going to have to get after him when he gets back to the shop. That was kind of a half call out, but yeah, leagues are important. Tell us like what leagues are and how, how.
Yeah, so basically it's you're in a mini tournament every week. So you shoot. There's all kinds of people, all kinds of divisions represented, and it's everyone just shoots. It's good practice shooting, for score. Somewhat of a tournament scenario, having fun with the people you enjoy shooting with.
And it can be done in a variety of different ways. 11. I've shot a tournament at Bodock Archery before where we took everybody. They had to shoot a couple of qualification scores, so you got like a baseline average. Then you would shoot, and it wasn't really based on score to score. It was based on, do you shoot your average or do you not shoot your average, or do you shoot higher than your average? So literally, I think, in a 300 round, I had somebody shoot like a 253, but they were so high above their average, they won the league night.
Oh, yeah. So similar to like a golf handicap sort of situation.
Now, the issue is if you can sandbag one time.
Yeah, and really tank your.
And then tank it for the next one, though. All right, so this is our final end of competition, 116-107. This is an important arrow here, to go right back to 11. So we're back.
Hunter calls the 12 here.
Yeah, a 2-point advantage. Of course, he has that first arrow that's in question, but you got to go for it. got it. All right. So now
that line call looks like it will probably go in Hunter's favor.
I believe so. So if that's the case, an 11 here, he's got to hit it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this could be our first.
All right. Waiting for an hour call, but I think we're going to see that 10 asterisk.
I think so. I think we're going to see our first shoot-off of this men's open division.
There it is.
And the shoot-offs can get interesting because that 12 is in play for the score arrows.
Sure is. Yeah, if you have some confidence, put some pressure on first arrow, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
All right, so we're going to shoot off.
Let me give my microphone to Larry. He's going to.
All right, so here it is, but we're going to open up the mic and let Larry Wise tell us what's going on.
Congratulations, gentlemen. That is outstanding shooting. We have a single arrow shoot-off procedure. You'll each shoot one arrow. We will check the score. And if the score is still tied, we'll shoot a second arrow. And we will check that arrow. If the score is still tied, we will shoot a third arrow, which will be measured closest to the center. So we start with a single arrow.
12s are in play, yes, for the first two.
So PJ called it. 12s are in play for the first two. So Rebstock is trying to make the decision whether he wants to go first or second. Connor Caulfield, he decided to go second. Do you like that call?
I do, especially if, you know, he seems like he might want to go 12. You know, seeing an 11 it gives you an opportunity to see what exactly you need to win. So he has a decision to make now, and he presses that button.
He's trying to go for the win straight away. Rebstock trying to tell Garrison to take a nap. He got it.
Smoked it.
Whoa. Whoa. And with that one shot, Zach Rebstock guarantees himself a podium spot. What a shot. You think he's been practicing that at home? That's nearly inside out.
Yeah.
Wow. So Hunter Garrison did, I mean, if it was closest to the center, you would have put your money on Hunter Garrison, but it wasn't. It was down by score. So Rebstock with the move to shoot second in consultation with his coach, and then center punches that 12, advances. Incredible.
All right, let's bring out our number 2 seed now. From Winner, South Dakota, Parker Baker.
All right, so Parker Baker, 6 years shooting. A couple of K40 wins. That's 3D archery, in case you don't know. Known 40 is the K. So shooting in those amateur divisions. I'd like to see somebody from South Dakota coming down and shooting some K40 stuff. All right, so we're 18 meters, 20 yards downrange at a 40-centimeter target face. And we're down to the final 3 shooters. This is to the loser, third place. The winner advances.
Really quick shot there.
Yep. Strokes an 11 right out of the gate. The very warm and very confident Zach Rebstock.
10.
That one got away from him slightly. It's only arrow 2. Number 12. There's a practice range. It's not too far away, so. But the lighting is significantly different.
Beautiful first end.
Rebstock needs an 11 here to stop the bleed.
11.
Got it. Okay, so 2 points.
All right, Parker Baker coming in, throwing down a 33 while Enter Sandman's playing in the background. That's got to make you feel pretty good.
Oh, yeah, it does.
So from Winter, South Dakota, that's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, a little bit. It really is.
Have you been on the Classic Finals stage before?
I have not.
Okay, how does it feel being up there?
A little nerve-wracking. A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that you can replicate like this back home?
No, not even close.
All right, well, congratulations on making it here to the final stage. Opening with a 33. Parker holds a 2-point lead.
2-point lead for Parker Baker over Zach Rebstock as we start our second of 4 ends. The shoot-up format here at the Lancaster Archery Classic, the 2024 edition here in Manheim, Pennsylvania, as we are getting closer and closer to those pro divisions after this shoot. But we have a lot to be decided right now.
11.
And that's the 4th 11 in a row for Baker. Winner, South Dakota. I wonder if there's a chicken dinner, South Dakota. Wow. Right at the release, I thought there was just a slight bobble, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw it too. It's he's shooting really quick. It's good to see. I mean, that's something that I've had to work on a lot, is keeping those shots quick, because when they drag on, you get to shaking more, and it's tough to center up. With that 10, we might need to see a 12 call earlier than expected, and we do see a 12 call on this second end, being 3 points back.
It's like you know archery or something. Yeah, just a little left. And he knew it when the release went off. All right, here's BJ.
What do you do back home in Winter, South Dakota?
A whole lot of nothing, really. You can go look at cows. That's about it. Maybe look at some cornfields.
What do you do for a living? Is that what you do for a living?
No, I'm a college student right now, so.
What are you studying?
Business management.
Business management. All right, smart man. Lots of money there. Run through your equipment for us.
I am shooting a Matthews TRX 40 with an Excel sight and shrewd scope with a AE Freak Show QD. I'm shooting the Conquest 500 Pro Smackdowns, and I'm also shooting the Onyx clicker button. And with some triple X's with also AE vanes on them.
All right, good looking set up there for Parker, who is perfect with a 66. He's now got a 6-point lead over Zach Rebstock.
What do you do in winter? That was kind of a, I know what PJ was asking him, but, when you're up there on stage and you're a little bit nervous, that's how you hear it,
Mm-hmm.
And when Parker was asked, like, how did he start archery, his answer was, what else am I going to do in South Dakota? That's awesome.
11.
So keep in mind with that 8 from Zach Rebstock going for that 12. That's why he's sitting at 60 points right now.
Yeah, some people, like, there's a lot of match left, but in this class there's not a lot of points to be given up, and being back 3 with 3 ends to go, calling that 12 makes it so you have it in your own hands, and it just didn't go his way on that one. We have another 12 call here for Zach.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Try to get at least some of those points back, because you never know what happens in archery. Just right.
Parker Baker giving nothing up here, just keep shooting those strong shots, 11s the whole way through this match so far.
Yeah, you definitely have to be thinking about the next match coming up, which is the match that's going to decide who is Men's Open champion here at the 2024 Lancaster Archery Classic. And followed up with a good 11. So if you just go 11, 11, 11, then, you're not really doing anything.
You're not making any ground.
So you got to go for it. All right, PJ.
Describe what it's like aiming at that tiny little thing down there from this stage under pressure.
Definitely harder than aiming at the 11. Yeah.
Can you see what power lens do you have in there?
I have a 6.
Okay, so you can see it pretty good.
Yeah. I had to switch to a dot about an hour ago because I couldn't see my pen though.
All right. Well, you've been having a good run there. Missed those couple of 12.
Let's take a look at the recap here. Connor Koffel. What are you seeing from Mr. Baker?
He's shooting really strong. All of them have been pretty much no doubter 11s. Nothing even really needing a line call.
I like how aggressive he is with the trigger too. I would classify this young man as a puncher.
Yeah, especially watching that angle really showed it well.
I would think so. Nothing wrong with that, You got Kyle Douglas and company, and Tim Gillingham, and Jimmy Lutz. Should be a national archery club, right? The Punchers Club?
Yeah.
That looks, it just looks weird because of the way it kicks, so we're going to have to see that one. Keep in mind,
12
folks.
called for Zach here.
All right, so 12 called. He's going for it. Why not? Final end. Low right. No harm, no foul on that one. Nice for Baker. What I was saying was, it's not the hole the arrow punches in the paper, folks. It is where the arrow lands, like where it is at rest. That's going to be how it scores.
Yeah, and that can get tough with that second shot from Parker because it's in another hole that an arrow previously was in. So reconstructing that line can be tough. The judges will get it figured out for us.
And so that's for Baker. What's at stake is the first perfect match of the day. So we'll see if that's called an 11. It is. So perfect 132 for Parker Baker. Not an easy accomplishment here in center stage in this final shoot-up. Great run from Zach Rebstock, who ends up third. And let's get back to PJ.
All right. We're going to bring out our #1 qualifier in Men's Open from Santa Quinn, Utah, Drew Hortman.
Well, for Drew Hortman, he's been around shooting a while. He shot 900 in Vegas. And Drew is not a professional archer. He doesn't get to go to all the tournaments, but this guy can pound. He shoots on the regular with Tim Gillingham. He traveled here to this tournament with the coach in his coaching box. And this guy, when he's rolling, He's very hard to beat. So you can see in his coach's box behind him is Rio Wild, down from Pocatello, Idaho. And so Hortman's going to get us rolling. And he drops that one low. I think it's probably one of the first 9s he's shot all weekend. Can't do anything about those nerves.
11.
Still a bit low on that one. I wonder if he grabbed some clicks there.
Yep. So just a minor slight sight adjustment. So Hortman right there.
11.
All right, so for Baker, another 11. So it's 15 in a row. Here's BJ.
Stage, welcome. Have you been here before?
Yeah, it's my 5th time here and my 2nd time as the #1 qualifier.
Second time is #1. Have you won the Classic before?
Not yet.
Right, so the bucket list, got to fill that one up. From Utah, got lots of great pros from Utah. Kyle Douglas, Tim Gillingham. Do you get to shoot with those guys?
All the time. Yeah.
All the time, so this is all old hat for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I grew up chasing that guy right there and never did catch him before he had to graduate.
Before he graduated to the big leagues now, right?
Yeah.
All right, Drew. Welcome to the finals stage.
What he's talking about is Rio's graduated to the master's class, the senior 50-plus class. Each organization kind of says it differently, but that's basically it. So Drew was always chasing Rio, but Rio is now, he's in my class. Yay. Yay, the rest of us who shoot. It was bad enough we had Gillingham in our class and Keith Trail and Kendall Woody. I mean, the list goes on, but now we've piled Rio in there.
Yeah,
and it's like,
Rio.
Yeah. The opportunities for a top finish keep dwindling daily. And this feels more like Drew, but you know, with the way Parker Baker's rolling right now, we're at 16 11s in a row.
11-10 line.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one to call too, because that arrow hole. Drew Hortman may have earned himself a point back there, depending on the line call.
I still would grab one click if I was Drew. But he's comfortable where he's shooting. Right before this arrow, he did have a look back and didn't like that setup for some reason. Got plenty of time, 30-second shot clock. He's still got 17 seconds. I mean, look at that. The impact spot's almost identical.
Yeah, they're all in the same spot.
Got one close arrow to call there. We want to check. But Parker, how's that feel? Come out. First clean match of the day here. How's that feel for you?
Still a little nerve-wracking. It feels good, though. Man, I can't believe it.
Just relying on timing, all that to get those things in the middle.
Oh, yeah. And punching.
And punching. Yes. Got a shout out for the punchers out there. So that one arrow was
Okay, we're good. As long as he knows it, we know it, we're all good.
So we have
That's right.
Baker with a 65-63
Again,
lead.
archery is the most individualistic sport that I know of. If punching works for you, go for it. If it doesn't, you have some target panic in your punching, then you got to try something different. Work through your shots in a different way.
Yeah, it's amazing to see people who it works for, because it's so tough. I can only get it to work for maybe 15 or 30 arrows before that. Before I start looking, and as soon as I see the 10, I
let it fly.
I let it fly.
Yeah.
So it's incredible to see that mental strength.
Yeah, there were a lot of people when Jimmy Lutz came storming on the scene, or Kyle said, "Oh, it's only going to last 2 years max." Well, we're a little beyond that for them.
And 12 is called.
Yep. Okay, it just comes off the rest. That's a little bit of nerves. See Hortman kind of working those fingers a little bit, trying to let some of the stress out of that shot. Just off to the left. Well, that risk reward. Look, there's still 3 arrows left, but that's a gap now.
Before we get to your gear, tell us what you do back home.
I'm a UPS driver.
UPS driver. Taking after the boss back here.
Yeah.
Did he give you his route
Give me his route?
after he left?
No, I'm just a little south of where Rio was, so I wish I worked with him, though. His guys seem to like him pretty well.
All right, run through your equipment for us here, Drew.
I'm shooting a Hoyt Stratos 36 with the SVX cams, true ball sight, shrewd scope, an AAE Freak Show QD rest, Bee Stinger bars, and gold tip XXX arrows with flex fletch vanes.
What release are you shooting?
True ball goat.
All right, True Ball Goat. I believe that was one of yours, wasn't it?
It's not. Was one of yours. It is one of Rio's. And I heard there might be more Rio Wild signature releases on the way from True Ball. We'll see how that turns out over the next several months. I said it's a rumor. I don't know for sure. And that's one of the things, though, about archery is accessibility to pro shooters. And the fact that a guy like Rio or Steve Anderson, some of these other archers are out there, and they have a vested interest in the amateur shooting scene as well, because they want to see archery thrive. Poof, nice shot. Only 2 arrows remain for the #1 spot. Title of Men's Open champion in Baker right now. Parker Baker cruising after a couple of risk arrows from Hortman, who came out of the box shooting a 9 and a 10, and then put him behind the 8 ball early. And now just scoring. That's all he had to do. Oh, so Hortman going for this 12 here. This could turn things around. For the crowd.
Yeah, a little consolation prize maybe.
Crowd would have loved it. Unofficially 120-129. Let's get to PJ.
Second place, take home $2,500 from us. Let's give it up for Drew Hortman. And our champion in Men's Open, $5,000 from us, Parker Baker. Hey, that feels pretty good, huh?
Oh, it feels great.
That's some solid shooting there.
Yeah. Oh, other than that 9, but man, I shot my ass off this weekend. Holy crap.
Are we going to see you in the pro class here soon?
Yes, you will.
All right, well, congratulations. You are our 2024 Men's Open Classic champ.
Thank you.
Give it up. Bird.
Well, how do you like that? Parker Baker coming in, getting her done. The pride of Winter, South Dakota, bringing home the win. And I'm not even going to say the other corny thing that I was going to say about being a winner, but that'll conclude the Men's Open here at the 2024 Lancaster Archery Classic. We saw 8 incredible athletes work their way up to that #1 spot. And guess what? Thank you so much, Connor Croffle, for joining me. And we have more archery on deck. Coming up after the break is going to be the women's Open Pro Division. We'll see you soon.
Didn't notice you walking all over my peace of mind. In the shoes I gave you as a present. Putting someone first only works when you're in their top 5.